Buy or sell Kraft Heinz. First off, read this disclaimer carefully and do your good deed of the day by liking and subscribing. So I am going to actually reiterate a very important point, and that is that we always have to use stops. As we saw here, this week the market all of a sudden turned very, very viciously. You just have to use stops. I mean, there's no alternative to it. If you read the Market Wizards books, and that's, contains interviews of the best investors, living at the time of, the making of those books, they say the same thing. You must use stops. Okay. Now, looking here at, Kraft Heinz, it's under food and beverage, and it is 10% from the 52-week low. We have seen a minus 22-ish percent pullback. One of the big owners of Kraft Heinz is Berkshire Hathaway, almost 27%. So Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors of all time, sees value in Kraft Heinz. This is, the long-term giga picture weekly data points, and something very interesting is happening in regards to the blue 100-week moving average. Support. Nice entry opportunity, complete collapse, then it became resistance, and guess what? We are about to test that key level as support. We are extremely close. So as far as putting in your stops, minus 2-ish percent. I mean, it is super close. The expectation is that it will hold due to the history. It is a very, very clear technical level. So yeah, that is bullish. You could also make the case that we have some horizontal levels in play as well. Let's draw it in. Well, I do like to use the blue arrow for, the bull stuff, like that. So you can see that back here and here. We do have the potentiality of horizontal support as well, which corroborates the bullish thesis. Looking at the daily data points, we do have horizontal support levels, but from a moving average standpoint, it is ugly, just as we are below all the key moving averages. When we look here at, these other indicators, we are at a very low RSI level that has a tendency to be bought, at least if you look here back. Let's zoom out a bit. So here we have the same RSI level, and we also tested the blue 100-week moving average. It was a key low, major rally. Then we tested it back here. In this instance, we did get a bounce, but it was a decent bounce. But you would have losses if you didn't use stops, which is why we use stops. And also back here, we had this RSI level. You can see it here, boom. And then we did get a nice rally. It looks interesting. If we go here to the daily data points, let's see, look a bit here at, accumulation, which is, rather important. We do actually see some bullish divergence here between accumulation and price action. So there are buyers, Warren Buffett likely being one of them. I think it's interesting. Also, when we look here at, the 20-day PPO, which is, related to the 20-day moving average, it is at a low that has a tendency to be bought. When we look here at, the correlations, we do long-term have a 37% correlation with the S&P 500, which is modest. So there's not like a very strong correlation, and that's interesting. We do have a 44% correlation with the food and beverage ETF, the PBJ, and we have a 49% positive with Berkshire Hathaway. Minus 54-ish with the dollar index, short term. And then we have a minus 82% negative with the S&P 500, and we see that historically it's at a very low end of that correlation range. Minus 5-6-ish here with the food and beverage ETF, 14% positive with Berkshire Hathaway, and minus 86% with the dollar index. So strongly negative with the dollar. But that is, at a very low end of that correlation range. You see that back here. As an example, we had the 80-ish% positive correlation with the dollar index. By the way, here is, the company's website. So you can see here. Let's look at, their slides. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. A nice, informative website. But yeah, it's a bit. I think the website also it's a bit plain vanilla as well, though. I've seen way better, but okay. Here's the seasonality. So over the last 5 years, we tend to see increasing strength from December to January. That is bullish. Over the last 10 years, November is the weakest month, and we have certainly felt that this year as well. But December and January are some of the strongest months. Looking over the last 12 years, December is one of it's the top 3 months from a bullish perspective, and then January is also pretty decent. So the seasonality here is bullish. Here is Finviz. Let's go to Sachs. They have a number 3 hold, B value, F growth, A momentum, industry rank bottom 26%. The dividend here is huge. 4.6%, so that's very juicy. That's very interesting. And then we have, a 43-ish billion dollars in market cap. Let's look at what the insiders are doing. Yeah, so here is some insider activity. The recent actions here, it is actually, unfortunately, some selling. We have to go back here to August to see, a more balanced mix here between selling and buying. So D means selling, and A means, accumulation, buying. Yeah. If we go here and look at some of the consensus estimates, so we see here that the average price target is 19% above the stock price. That is bullish. Highest target 43-ish% above, bullish, and the lowest price target is minus 5-ish% below the current price. So yeah, I think that if we sum up, I think that looking at the technicals, we have a clear bullish signal. Seasonality is bullish. The fundamentals also have an overall bullish lean, and the dividend is huge. So I think there's more reasons to be bullish than bearish.